Welcome back to the show. And now we'd like to bring back our good friend and NFL guru, Josh Nix. Nice to see you, Josh.
Nice to see both of you. It's been a long winter break, but we're finally back at it, so let's get to it.
Absolutely. Well, Josh, you've given us so many great picks over the years, but it seems you saved your best for last. Let's take a look at this. Before the season started, you correctly picked both the conference championships and the teams that would represent each conference in the Super Bowl. That's pretty impressive.
Hey, what can I say? You know, I've been lucky. I've been on a hot streak recently, and I'm ready to keep it going.
Well, we'll find out who you do pick to win the Super Bowl, but first, let's get to more of the storylines.
Moving on, during Super Bowl media days this week, now infamous Seattle quarterback Richard Sherman called Broncos quarterback Peyton Manning out for throwing ducks. Let's take a look at his response.
Quack, quack.
I believe it to be true as well. He said he's a smart player, and I think that's a real reach what he's saying there. I do throw ducks. I've thrown a lot of yards and touchdowns ducks, and so I'm actually quite proud of it.
Josh, does he throw ducks?
Essentially, yes. But the thing is, it doesn't matter because he is so great at reading defenses. He knows where all defensive players are going to be. He knows where to get the ball to his receivers. So he does throw ducks, but hey, 55 touchdowns worth of ducks is pretty good.
The Ducks know where they need to fly. Exactly. Well, Josh, let's get a little more to the storylines. What do you think the X factor will be for the Broncos to win this game?
Denver's X factor is definitely going to be their run defense, although there were times in the regular season where some opposing running backs ran successfully against Denver. They've been stout over the past month. They turned San Diego and New England into one-dimensional offenses, and that was key in their victories in each of those games. Now, obviously, Seattle's run game is a different beast with Marshawn Lynch in that offensive line, but if Denver's run defense steps up again to the task and plugs the hole for Lynch, they'll turn Seattle into a passing team, and that definitely plays into Denver's favor.
Yeah, we definitely saw, even against the Saints defense kind of shut down Russell Wilson, but Marshawn Lynch was there to make up the difference.
And also, you know, if the Seattle runs well, they'll control the clock. And, you know, they'll give less time to Peyton Manning to work his offense.
Absolutely.
Well, Josh, also during media day, Richard Sherman said that the Seattle receivers are playing hard against the defense in practice. Let's hear what he had to say.
Well, it's intense. We go really hard at practice. The defense is won most of the time, you know, and getting a turnover, and I think that's, like you said, manifested itself in the game. But it's going to be competitive. The offense isn't going to try to give us a chance.
Now, you could argue that is one of the best groups to prepare against if you're the Seattle receivers. Why don't you tell us about that?
Well, an X factor for Seattle to win this game will be their receivers. The ability of those receivers to make plays. They've been hit or miss for a good chunk of the season. Doug Baldwin and Golden Tate have found ways to get open against weaker secondaries. And Denver's one weakness is their secondary. They've had issues at times with matching up in man with playmaking receivers, as they did with Keenan Allen in the playoffs. I want to see what Doug Baldwin and Golden Tate do versus their secondary. Also, if Percy Harvin is somewhat healthy and had a good week of practice, he could make a play or two to swing the game either offensively or on special teams. I wouldn't count on him as much, though, because he does have problems staying on the field, and he hasn't really been in rhythm because he has not played hardly any snaps at all this year. But we'll see. You never know.
I bet Denver wishes they had Raphael Bush to kind of drive that point home a little bit with Percy Harvin.
Real quick, before we let you go, Josh, can I get a final score out of you?
I think it's going to be a really close game. This is the matchup as a football fan I wanted to see. Not just because I picked it, but it's a great matchup.
But also because
best offense versus best defense. I like Denver in a very close game, 24-20. Even though the best defense usually beats the best offense, I think Denver's offense has something special going. I think this is Manning's year. I think Denver takes it home.
Patrick?
Well, I've got to go against that. I've seen Seattle play, and I think if Russell Wilson is hitting on all cylinders, and I think that offense is balanced enough to where they take it. I'll say 24-17.
Okay. Well, I'm taking the Broncos 28-24.
Well, Josh, thanks for coming on. As always, we'll have you more throughout the semester. And coming up, we'll tell you about the youngest and oddest Seahawks fan we could find.
We'll be right back.